Hello, you. I'm Dan. I'm enormously late, and also enormously late with me is Robin and Titus. Hello.
Hello.
I know what you're talking about. I was here right on time.
I was slightly more late than Robin, but slightly less late than Danny.
I was right on time.
On the right side of time, as they say.
I can't tell, Robin, if you are going for another classic Robin reference. And I think it was by Black Box. Does anyone remember the 90s?
Good God.
I genuinely thought that's what you were
Black
going
Box?
for. There
No.
was a dance song, I think it was by someone called Black Box, that just had a lady shouting right on time for like 15 minutes.
Sounds good.
I mean, music was different in the 90s.
I miss it.
So was running.
I
Oh,
don't
it's right on time.
Right
not-
on time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, look, this is ruined now.
This is pretty good. Oh man, this is like from that genre of dance song where it has like hella synthesized piano.
Yeah, it has that keyboard sound. You
I
know
fucking
who are.
love that keyboard sound. I want to find more of it.
It sounds like... I'm trying to get a way of measuring the quality of that instrument without just saying Windows 3.1 MIDI.
I don't think it's quite there. It's sort of like maybe it's like halfway between the MIDI and the Saturday in the Park intro.
This episode fucking owns, by the way, because it just starts off straight with the boss fight.
So, I don't know if you remember, Titus, you definitely weren't because you were outside or asleep or doing something more interesting. Or
Probably
free.
asleep, definitely not doing something more interesting.
Asleep outside?
Because we had a little bit of trouble getting through the Grand Archives last time, we didn't really get a chance to do the boss fight. So, we're going straight into it this time.
Something that looks like a dragon out of moss in the background.
Yeah,
So
it's just
yeah.
dragons all over.
The dragons here are kind of weird and spindly. They look like skeleton leaves.
Oh,
Leaf
wait!
skeletons.
What
I
they're meant
remember
to be
this area, I
is
think.
dragons covered in branches, because
Yeah.
branches is the meaningful lore implication of Dark Souls 3. That means they've got the bad shit up them. Might be the Abyss, not really sure.
Oh, like, wait, this is the area that you started in, and there was one guy on the roof who transformed into something, right?
Yeah.
Is that-
We came full circle.
Well, we came
I
full
guess
circle,
it's
then
the-
went off a bit.
Is the
Yeah.
eclipse like the blood moon stuff? And
Nah, it just happens.
No.
It,
It's just an eclipse.
it doesn't seem to be the case that there's anything meaningful lore-wise about that. It's just that it's pretty. It's pretty and kind of dramatic. So
oh,
the
so
sun
it's
is
not
going
like
down.
oh, you're past a certain point in the story.
So
No,
in
if you
Bloodborne,
were
when
to
it
go back to
happens-
other areas, it would just be normal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
In Bloodborne, when it happens, they kind of shake you by the shoulders and say, "By the way, you're entering the final act of the game now. In this, you just go to Castle Lothric and look up, and there's a cool eclipse now."
Whoa!
Where did they come
look,
from?
Those guys look like Link to the Past enemies.
No, they're giant smiles, but in golden wings.
Where did they come from?
The sky.
This
They're,
is
they're called winged
terrifying.
knights, so they come from the sky.
Oh right, I think this is my
Vic,
first time
that's
seeing
funny.
oh,
Oh,
okay.
that's a really cool. Like, I guess they're executioners.
I don't really know.
Okay, you were right. They do have like that smoke kind of or smell. I don't know.
We've been seeing them throughout the game. There was one all the way back at the start, just plodding around a fountain. It's just that these ones are the first gold ones. They're special.
I like
Nice.
this
I'm
aviary.
glad I came in at the right time.
What are you doing up there? I find myself in a place I don't think I really want to be. Which is
It's just
massively
stalling
high.
until the boss fight.
Well, I wanted to explore this side because, there was obviously some stuff we missed, hence the Estus Shask. God damn it. Oh, it's not even called that in this game. Hence the Estus thing. But, I don't want to do platforming in the sky. It's scary up here. Oh god, actually,
Oh, it's more
this
of
area
those
might
mega
be.
dudes.
Yeah, one of the ones from the Cathedral of the Deep. See, I still I'm not entirely sure what they mean, but I think those are people who did too much bad magic and got sick, right?
Yeah.
They got drunk off of bad magic. Well, there's no point to anything, but then at that point,
No
why don't
point
we
to
just all
any
go
of
home
this,
and go to
yeah.
sleep?
Fucking nihilism in the Twitch chat.
What?
Skeleton number 1 just said there's no point to any of this.
Yeah. It's a very
Well-
Dark Souls thing to say, to be fair.
Crestfallen Twitch chat.
Oh, where am I? You know what? I'm just gonna cheat. We're just gonna
This
go
is
all the
just
way
the
back.
Duke's Archives, isn't it?
No, it's the Grand
this is the
Archives.
Grand Archives.
It's bigger.
Grand Archives of the Duke?
No, of the Crystal Sages who are dead now.
The crystals.
Most of
Crystals.
Dark Souls 3 is, hey, remember Dark Souls 1? We have just done the Duke's Archives part. But also, like...
But I think that's...
I think-
honestly, the Duke's Archives is different enough from this. I think
Yeah.
it's kind of unfair to say, hey, do you remember Dark Souls 1? Because this
I'm
is
also
a lot of
saying
stuff
it's a bit short
significantly
because-
different.
Yeah, I'm saying it's a bit short because this is also one of my favourite designed areas of this game, and it's meaningfully different.
Here's my take. Dark Souls 2 was kinda, hey, remember Dark Souls 1? Second, tell me a sequel to a game that wasn't, hey, remember the first part.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like,
Yeah.
hey, it gets difficult when you start saying it's a bit, hey, remember this game? Because of course the sequel's going to be evocative of the first one.
Jack 2. That's the one where he gets a gun.
I think that's
Hey,
every
remember the
sequel.
first game? Wouldn't it be sick if the first game had a gun? No, like, I think for Dark, like, I could imagine, like, playing a very similar game to this and seeing, like, oh, this is just the Duke's Archives, they're fucking with me, like, they're just reusing assets, but I think for this series, the sort of, like, evocation and repetition and kind of
Yeah.
iteration on the same design kind of works with the setting, I would say.
And yeah, like when we went back to Anolondo, that was like they did that in a way that felt meaningful as
Yeah,
well.
like,
you know,
it would have been so easy for that to just be fan service, but it actually really worked as a device, I think. I came away from Anolondo, well, obviously I wasn't happy with what happened in Anolondo, but, you know... Like,
you came away from it emotional.
Yeah, I was very tired and emotional, that's right. Oh, I guess we better fight the big smart boy.
That's my voice.
I could fly too. I'm so happy with these swords we found last time.
They're incredible. I can't believe you found them right at the very end of the game, and we should have been using them for the entire game.
Well, I mean, to be fair, the big katana and then the dancer swords are very good too. Oh, well, the other
They
one.
don't let you do that jump.
They do let you do helicopter.
That was never useful though.
I'm honestly not sure this is ever going to be useful, but it is cool.
It's really cool.
It's really cool. I don't know why I'm fighting these two. This doesn't feel like anything worth doing.
There's no point to any of this.
That's true. I just feel like I could do with like going through the ringer a little bit before we have a boss fight. Just to get me used to it. Okay, that's got a
Yeah.
long range.
It's a very long halberd.
If you kill all of them, you get a Titanite slab. Wow.
You want plus 10 katanas, don't you?
Yeah, but I've got like 3.
Oh.
So, it feels. We'll go home and burn, not burn. Ask Andre to hit that Estes thingy with a hammer. But yeah, it feels less meaningful in this game because it throws so many at you. Not like in the other Dark Souls, where getting that 1+10 thing is a real event, or like in Bloodborne, where you get the one giant thing of blood.
There's a lot of blood.
There was a lot of blood in hang on, I almost said Dark Souls, I got confused. There's a lot of blood in Bloodborne, but there's one particularly large piece of blood you find, and you can only find it once a playthrough.
What is, wasn't he?
So I'm guessing that 15 is probably going to be my maximum. Hang on.
I'd expect so.
I don't want to
It just gave me an achievement
My
for it,
maximum
so,
is
yeah.
16.
255.
But not
Mine's
all,
256.
not all of us are like heavily attuned to swords as you, Titus.
It's okay. Not many are talking about this. Few will
strange.
admit this.
Strange considering Dark Souls' lore that it isn't spreading like wildfire, really.
This is so important.
I think we're on two different wavelengths here, but they're very similar in a strange parallel way.
Much like Dark Souls?
Much like Dark Souls. It's very similar.
It turns out you can relate anything to pretty much any Dark Souls like lore if you try hard enough.
Much like
You can
Citizen Kane.
you can do fucking anything if you have enough, like if you have your brain trained to be an acrobat. There's, I don't know, I've been doing some reading online, and let me tell you.
Turns
a bad
out
idea.
nothing's worth doing.
No, even nothing's worth doing or everything is perfect, well, if you really set your mind to it.
Words don't mean anything anymore. You can just say them in whatever order.
But also,
Oh, you can get knocked out
they're
of
very
that!
important. Oh, this reminds me of, what's that, the Demon Souls first area.
Solitaria Palace.
Yeah, the like run up the stairs at the start.
Yeah, I can see that.
Lots of
Oh,
like,
this is
knights
not
on the
gonna
stairs as well.
work.
You're aggroing like 20 people behind you at the point in the
Yeah.
stream where I'm like, do we
Yeah,
just
it's-
stop running after you?
There's a boss fight right up there, so it's like, I'm not gonna fight all of those every time.
Okay.
Yeah, I know about the second shortcut, everyone's told me, don't worry.
I don't know about the second shortcut.
Well, you don't need to, you can get surprised by it when we get there.
Okay, this is. I'm waiting to be surprised by it.
The one
Are you
thing
using the those dual katanas? There was not the dancers swords.
No, the dancers ones have elements on them and have fancier moves. The only reason we're using these is because we found them last time and Robin's really into the whole jumpy slash thing. Don't
I'm
get me
really
wrong,
into the whole jumpy slash thing.
I am too, but this is largely for Robin. I've given Robin so little in terms of weapons this run. No great swords, no nothing. So
You didn't find the Murikyo in this one, did you?
I did. We got it off of
Oh.
Alva. Do you remember when we got attacked by Alva on
Yeah.
the way to...
I
God,
remember
I
that
don't
now,
even
yes.
remember.
And I went, oh look who's back, it's our good friend. And you tried to ignore it. You tried to like you're at the house party, you just were in the kitchen when they're in the front room, just hoping that they would leave.
Yeah, those great swords are back round again. Oh, okay, this isn't the way to the
I
shortcut.
know their background, Danny, I invited them.
Yes, but every time they come around, they mess up the whole house, they smash all of my physics objects, and they end up in me falling over and hurting myself. Oh, that's...
It's just
oh.
bants.
Yeah, exactly, that's why I hate it and want them to leave. Where's this shortcut, then?
I do quite like the no princess ahead note on the floor.
Was it because there was a statue that was broken?
It's because it's a Mario reference, probably. That's what I'm accepting it as.
Okay.
I have
You guys talk about video
I
games.
have accepted this as a Mario reference. Say
Sounds-
something to Robin, and he's just like silent for like 10 seconds. Okay, I accept this as a Mario reference.
Sounds kind of like you chickened out of what you were going to say halfway through.
What, me?
No, Robin. Like you realised... Okay, no, that's not good. What else has a princess? Mario.
It's because I knew you said Legend of Zelda, then realised, no, they don't tell you our princess is another castle and that.
Where's the
Ray?
bonfire near here?
There's a slab under this elevator chimes in a hopeful skeleton.
I'm sure there was a bonfire in here, wasn't there?
This is a nice area.
This is Lothric Castle.
Yeah.
It's the
This whole area
nice
looks
part.
I like the courtyards.
Hmm.
Turn
Bonfire's
right
at the
out
end
of the
bridge.
church.
Oh, this is where we fought the armor. This doesn't feel very much quicker.
Do you have to run past 800 lads, though?
No, that's the thing. There's considerably fewer lads this way. This is kind of a junk shortcut.
This
This
was a cool boss
is
fight,
like
though,
a
so I
safe
reminded of
cut,
it.
I guess.
Yeah, safe cut's probably the right word. Considering how sucky that run is, it's probably the better idea.
And also, this area is a nicer place to start off in.
Yeah, we just get to run past a few nicer things, don't we?
Like, this entire end section has just been one of the best looking parts of the game. Which
I
is
think
nice.
in general, this game is incredibly good looking. Everyone said there was a slab, sort of, somewhere, but
You slabs.
I'm not convinced. Is this gonna? Oh, this is probably gonna take me down, isn't it? Okay. I don't know what I was expecting. There's just one
Nice.
guy down here and a lever. I'm not sure how you would get down here to need to use that, but God, does every Dark Souls do the double lift trick? Which was the Dark
Oh,
Souls that had?
It would
the...
be if you stepped on the lift and then it went up without you, and then you stepped off of it.
Oh, that makes sense. Wait, can I not pull? Which Dark Souls had the one that was exactly the exact two lift situation, but the whole lift was a bit of a church, like a whole altar that went up? Was that Bloodborne? That was probably Bloodborne.
That
actually.
seems like Bloodborne, now I think about it.
Everything runs together in Souls past a certain
There's
point.
also the... Yeah, honestly. There was the bit in Analondo. That was Bloodborne DLC, says Skeleton number 1. The bit in Analondo with the big twisty was quite like that as well, I think.
The big twisty is its own thing, I think. It's so...
It was.
Oh, there's a boy! That's the double lift situation I actually remember. Because Gwendolyn's house is at the bottom.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember the big elevator you're talking about in Bloodborne DLC now. That was cool, that was a cool part.
Sorry, I'm very nervous. Oh!
Cannot imagine why.
Turns out this one's not going to be easy. Or at least not going to let me have a nice time of it.
Right.
God, though, I do... Oh, this guy's look. This guy's whole look. Like, I always have loved Dark Souls when, like... like, the more... it feels very obvious to say, the more beautiful designs, I guess? Like, still heavily armoured, but a little more elegant.
Dignified.
Well, it's dignified can be a giant trippy dragon, you know. But like this boss's design is like really pretty, but still like heavily armored and tough.
Yes.
It reminds me of the Four Kings.
Got a very big
Kinda.
sword.
Well, also the hair and the crown.
Did the Four Kings actually have? I don't remember the Four Kings as humanoid, but that might be because I was too scared.
Oh, yeah, they were.
But you
They were
must
definitely
too, if you like.
very vaguely humanoid, but they have. I seem to remember them as having like flowing white hair.
I kind of remember. It's been so long since I've played, but when I think about them, I kind of just remember like Evangelion robot shapes.
They were mostly just like made out of coral, but they did have.
Yeah,
flowing
they
hair,
look
at
like
least.
kind of corally, definitely, but they had faces and white hair and
And
crowns.
antlers.
No. If they look like anime vampires, I definitely remember that.
They are more exaggerated.
They
like,
look like. They kind of just look like crystal deposits, or just something that's.
I wouldn't say like they actually remind me a lot of. Let's see if I'm using the right word here. Kind of lichen. I don't know how to pronounce it out loud. Lichen. Yeah,
The
like
undersea- the
certain
undersea
kinds
mole
of
boys.
lichen. Not undersea.
I thought like it was undersea.
On tree. On
Oh,
tree.
oh, sorry, of course.
What was
They-
Danny thinking of?
I know, right?
Seaweed.
Seaweed. Algae.
Oh,
Barnacles.
Clue was in the
Barnacle
name, wasn't
Boys.
it? If Barnacle Boys isn't a SpongeBob thing, I'll genuinely
Barnacle
be surprised.
Boy is a SpongeBob thing. What was it? Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy? I
Oh
believe.
yeah, the Batman
Yeah,
ones.
of course it was. Of course.
Those guys fucking own. Those are good characters.
Hey, controversial
And,
opinion. I
there's-
think SpongeBob's probably quite good, you know.
SpongeBob's probably quite good.
Some good jokes in it. Yeah.
There's some good
I was
jokes in
looking
it.
it up recently, and there were like a lot of comments of like, "Oh man, early SpongeBob was good. SpongeBob sucks now," and I don't know what happened. But when I watched SpongeBob like a decade ago, it was pretty good.
I think a lot of the original writers left.
Well, that's kind of the
Some
way when
point,
something's
yeah.
been going on for like 15 years, I suppose.
Yeah. Is
Is it still going?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I can't I can't imagine anything going good for like 10, 15 years.
There's something
Current
up with
season is
this boss
season
fight.
9.
There's something totally up with this boss fight. I don't trust it. This large boy doesn't have enough health.
I read about this boss.
Something's gonna happen.
You know,
Danny.
Dark Souls boss fight? No.
Where's
Well,
the,
stop getting owned.
where's the large boy? I got properly cameraed.
The large boy is right in front of you.
Oh no, I mean the literal large boy, not the philosophical large boy.
Oh, I see where you were asking where the large boy was.
Oh, okay, something's happening.
Hey, Danny, do you like the Spin Doctors?
Oh, there's gonna be a second one, is there? Also, fuck you.
That's pretty good.
Hello, you.
Dear brother,
Oh, you're the one that sounds like Gwendolyn.
I'm on my way. My brother, unyielding sword of
Oh, they don't look very healthy at all.
Rise if you would. For that is our curse.
God, I do love that Dark
Yielding
Souls 3 has
sword.
done a lot more with boss fights, you know? Like, things like this in the middle of a boss fight, provided you don't have to sit there and watch it every time, is fucking cool. The Spin Doctors had another song called Little Miss Can't Be Wrong, and it's as bad as you'd expect. Thank you, goodbye.
I've been waiting 4 days to do that joke.
You are a wretch, Robin. Oh, I gotta give him a little hug for the whole fight?
Aww.
Oh
That's
no,
cool.
now magic is popping out of him. Oh dear.
Oh.
Oh,
Is he gonna stand up? Or
oh,
he
this
gonna,
is
like,
this
keep
is
kneeling?
all bad.
Oh wow, this is cool.
This is super cool, but also fuck this.
Dogs are brave, but you know your tears.
So that magic goes up in the air and then just stays there and launches shit at you.
Yeah, I kind of just got hit with a massive magic arrow though.
Oh my god.
I like the dying line a lot.
Yeah, like seriously. Like, again, it's just bosses that are more interesting than a giant shambling thing that goes at you for the whole boss fight. It's what I want from
Hey,
Dark
I'm a
Souls.
pretty interesting boss.
Aww.
No, Titus, you're my favourite boss in all of Dark Souls 1, but again, you have a lot of lore associated with you and a lot of interesting cutscenes.
think that there was a character in El Topo that was like this boss fight.
Oh,
I want to go
is
up,
that
not down.
wave?
I want to up, please.
I think you're right. I
was
mostly
the-
forgot that movie because I didn't like it that much.
It wasn't really very pleasant, but I enjoyed it. There was a gunfighter that had no legs, and he piggybacked on a dude that had no arms. The film was weird.
Yeah, and Hodorowski, but I don't know, like, it was... it's cool that it exists, but, like, I don't know. Not for me.
That's reasonable.
Joel asks an important question. What about Ju Part 7?
I think
not an
Joel
important
is
question.
implying that JoJo's Bizarre Adventure
No!
Part 7 invented paraplegics.
I fucked up. Sorry.
Oh, Danny.
As per usual, I didn't get out of bed in time.
Danny. Jesus.
Sorry, everyone. Hang on. I know. I can fix this.
Good job.
There we go. Start as you need to go on, right? It's going to be a good boss fight, and we're going to have a good time. Oh, that lift goes too quickly to send it back down. This sucks. Yeah, no, that's the problem I have with a double lift. If it's on a shortcut, you're just in hell. You don't know which one is the good one.
Can you throw an I'm sorry carving on it to get the lift to move?
Is there an excuse me carving? That teleport is really cool.
Really cool.
I love this fight a lot already, even though I'm going to chump it up really hard a lot of times. Where is he?
Marks are brave, but you
A lot
may
of
still
the most standout fights in this just feel like they should be in something like Bayonetta.
Well, I don't know. I think you say that, but like, do you mean stuff like the Dancer and the Abyss Watchers?
This boy.
See, I think the Abyss Watchers in specific is very, very not. Like, they're fast, they're quick, but that fight is designed that you... that's a good Dark Souls fight, and it's designed that you aren't, you know? They're dancing around you, but you have the tools to deal with that. Whereas, like, in Bayonetta, if you were both moving that speed, I think that would be a less interesting fight, you know?
That's true. I mean, mostly I just want to be able to cartwheel and activate Witch Time.
I mean,
That's mostly it.
I understand. Like, I have got Witch Time now, I'm wearing the hat.
Every minute is Witch Time when you're wearing that hat.
I mean, when the hat isn't on as well, to be fair. Yeah, no, I know that noise, it's just that I haven't learnt how and where he teleports yet. Don't worry, I've figured out that the giant floor laser beam hurts me. I know I'm quite slow to pick up on things, but that one I'm fine with.
You'll want to watch out for his big axe.
Oh, you're saying I shouldn't get hit by things?
Precisely.
Ah. Sorry, I am still learning. I know you've been giving me this advice for a long time now, Robin.
I mean, it's the same advice I give to somebody playing a Toho, you know? Just don't get hit.
See, when I gave you that advice while you were playing Perfect Cherry Blossom, you howled like a banshee and started crying.
I'm not very good at video games. Especially a Toho.
I'm extremely good at video games. Name a
Yeah.
video game I'm good at it.
Imagine Babies.
Probably good at
I've
probably
never
crush
met
it in
anyone-
Imagine Babies.
Like, I've never met anyone better at imagining a baby than Titters is. Like, Imagine Babies is a game where you like, there's no babies in the game, you just have to imagine what a baby would look
Yeah.
like, right? Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
God.
you try and figure out what a baby conceptually is.
Yeah, it gives you hints.
Is this one of those card games that you play at PAX?
Well, I wasn't imagining it would have swearing in, but I suppose it could do.
You have to imagine a baby, and watch out, don't accidentally imagine it's Adolf Hitler for dying.
God, I love Max Temkin games. I hate to call you out like this, Robin, but you do have a copy of Exploding Kittens in your house, so like...
That was a gift!
Quote unquote.
Imagine a baby. Don't imagine a dead one, though.
Time to move on. Oh dear. I got stuck on a chair and lasered.
If you like.
Oh no.
Dr. Evil gets really into designing card games for nerds.
Hey, it's a lucrative market.
They can earn as much as $1 million.
Thank you,
Nice.
thank you. Thanks everyone. We did it, thank you.
Thank you for the alley-oop.
It's my absolute pleasure. I'm just so glad
Can
you
I
picked
get
up on it.
Can I get a hey-o?
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Is it morning? Have we been doing Dark Souls that long already? Now I think I did this lift. We're going up, right? Okay, phew.
Yes.
Lift's on my side.
You should probably attune Carthus Flame Arc for your swords.
I don't think, again, like, you're not wrong, but that's not gonna help me if I'm just dying really quickly, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I could do that, but I'd rather just try and get the boss pattern down before trying to squeeze in fire time.
I get you. I
know this is a little bit like Dark Souls skeleton nihilism. Nothing is worth doing, but
Nothing is worth doing.
weird. Doesn't seem to like it when you take a drink right in front of their face. Oh, that's so cool. The laser. This boss is so lovely.
It's really
And for some reason, like, my favorite part is that they're crawling around.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
this is definitely unwell.
I think I haven't quite pinned it down, like, what their curse actually is, but, like, the other one mentioning their curse and, like, the fact that this is their grave and stuff. Like, are they, I guess, undead too, but they're
Yeah, I would imagine so.
further down the path of undeadness and they're not having a good time with it?
hollowing.
Well, they're not hollow, because they're not all beefy.
Yeah, they're not hollowed, but they're not hollow. But I'd say they are hollowing.
Yeah, it's the difference between hollowed and hollow, and yeah.
Yeah.
I think it will be definitely undead, but like maybe it's something to do with that they're unable to walk. I don't know.
There's been a few enemies that have had the same kind of style of movement as well.
Yeah, it's like, I suppose like shambling around again is a very Dark Souls way of getting about, isn't it? But the way this boss shambles around is not like a... I don't want to say dignity.
Dear brother.
I don't want to fall for the trap. That is like the most wonderful quote though. Like, so... Oh, is it... Sorry, not very dignified. Oh, okay, it can go through the wall.
But you may rest here too, if you like.
Okay. So the lesson I've learnt there is you should never try to do anything while the magic balls are in the sky. Okay, that's fine.
Crime isn't real.
Crime is real, it just happened.
Crime isn't real.
The only problem I have with multi-phase boss fights like this is if you die at the start of like the second phase or whatever, it's bit shit.
It's also a lot harder to practice that second phase as well.
Yeah. Like, well, I suppose a good example is what if after Pontiff Sullivan had transformed I hadn't got that first time? That would have sucked.
Yeah, that's like kind of the reason why I'm also terrible at finishing a roguelike. But I can usually do fairly well against just regular enemies, but when I get to a boss, I bottle it.
Yeah. See, roguelikes for me are always this weird thing of like, I don't get very good at the game for a long time until I've had a few runs where I end up being like grossly overpowered. And like I can just cheese or like barge straight through bosses, and then eventually I'll start to get it more. But until that point, I'm waiting for that one item that's hideously broken.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess to some that was bad. I guess to some degree, like roguelites especially, it's always giving me that one thing that's broken. Timing on the weird fire swipe is hard, but I'm not getting it. I know this is exactly what they want me to think for this boss fight, but I hope I get the hat afterwards.
Yeah.
It's a nice hat.
Don't you get most of the hats from bosses?
You do, but not all of them, and therefore I'm worried. Three? That's cheating. Also, again, Dark Souls 3 thing, music for this boss fight's really good.
This seems like... Yeah, like... The thing with a lot of games these days is that they just... have some really, really excellent parts in them, and it's getting those parts to work together, which seems to be the difficult bit. If that makes sense.
Oh, that is some real fucking shit. Sorry. I was doing the lock-on sprint away from the magic balls. They teleported, broke my lock-on, so I stopped sprinting. That's that's some fucking garbage is what that is.
The name of the prince that gets added is Lothric.
Lothric, yeah. That probably means something, doesn't it? There's probably an implication or two in there.
That's probably lore implications, as you say.
You're probably right, you know. Where's the laser?
Uh-oh, I'm breaking apart. I think I'm getting jacked out of the grid.
I'm jacked.
I know, yes, you've been doing lots of exercises, Robin. Thought I could get away with that one. I still haven't learnt, weirdly, that if I think I can get away with something, I inevitably absolutely cannot and shouldn't try. Hello! What are you doing here?
Again, why I'm bad at roguelikes.
Oh no, but see, again, like, in roguelikes, I think roguelikes maybe is where that habit came from, like, because you die so quickly, and the whole point is doing it multiple times, that almost empowers me to play like a fucking idiot. So, like, the best example I can think of is, like, you know that nuclear throne? I play that game like a complete fool. Just completely possessed. And, like, most of my runs end up lasting like 5 seconds, but... Oh dear, the laser's coming.
Oh no.
Like, the ones that work feel more fun because I'm going 1,000 miles an hour, you know? Sorry for bullying. Sorry for bullying. Oh no, that's going to be bad if I stand near that. Wait, don't get him up or something. Oh god! Oh, that sucks! This gimmick's awful. Can I get them while they're on the back? Oh, does that mean the internet went down? That's no good.
Oh, shit, fucks.
But you may rest here too.
Oh, are we actually... Is it just working?
Yeah, sounds are coming through.
Wow, I think the stream's up on the internet too.
God, incredible.
Wow, imagine! Ah, blimey. Hello. Trouble I had getting back here.
This is online-only content.
Well, there was about 5 minutes of offline content too, but I kind of didn't try very hard to beat the boss because I would have felt quite bad if I managed to.
Would have been a weird one. Would have been hard to explain. You have to play the game again.
I I was very, very casually streaming the Bloodborne DLC, like without talking and stuff, to a couple of friends when it came out, and I ended up doing the same with one of the bosses from that DLC called Ludwig. So, I mean, I've got priors. No, don't worry, I definitely didn't win. I'm also not going to pretend like it was a case of me throwing myself to the ground in front of them and just giving myself up, because I didn't really try. So
Yeah.
This time, though,
Greetings.
Greetings, gamer.
I am back from the Apple and where I ate an apple.
Oh, California. Hang on.
The Big Apple.
No, San Francisco. Shit. Fuck.
California, the extremely big apple.
Yes. It's like it was a case of jealousy towards New York, so they just tried to one-up them. They couldn't think of a good way to do it, though, so they just went, what's better than a big apple? Bigger apple!
Way bigger. Like fucking gigantic.
It's me, Max
compared
Temkin, the biggest, blackest apple.
Oh, well, better make sure I keep that good material in from the last cut.
It's called a callback, Danny. Like
Actually, I
Stuart Lee does.
think, Robin, it's actually called a beef.
Oh,
The starting
no.
beefs.
Maybe.
Speaking of beef, I was watching some Space Ghost today. Since the guy who voiced Zorak and Moltar passed away today. There's some good stuff in Space Ghost. Space Ghost is a pretty... That's a callback. We were talking about another cartoon that starts with S.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
That one is a good
Okay.
callback. Space Ghost is kind of weird, since it feels like... Okay, so this is primarily from a UK perspective, so it's probably really wrong, but that's like kind of the first one of like the recent Adult Swim shows that were just like everyone thought were
It's
really
kind of
cool.
seminal,
Yeah,
I think.
like it's
Like,
kind of what
it's
started Adult Swim as like an actually cool thing, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
There's some good stuff in Space Ghost. It's
Like,
really...
it very much
and-
set the tone, didn't it?
Yeah, and there's full episodes in it, so I don't know, maybe banned in some countries, but it's fun. It's good.
So that is the one where they filmed interviews with people and then just cut it randomly,
Yes.
right? So yeah,
Yes.
they had celebrity guests on every episode, but what they were being interviewed by the cartoon character Space Ghost, but it didn't align with what the interview actually was. So the one I
Yeah,
had stuck in
they
my
like
head-
wrote the interviews around after the fact.
Yeah. Like, the one I have in
That's
my
just
head
what-
is, like... Ah, Christ. They got Tom York on for one of them. Famous Radiohead Sulky
God.
Boy. Which seems like an impossible get. Well done, them. And it was him giggling at Space Ghost for ages and ages about the most inane stuff. Oh god, where's the laser coming from?
That's kind of like
There's
what,
also... Good.
I was going to say it's what Eric Andre is doing, but
But
5 fingers
like,
before that.
but like Eric Andre isn't like
Oh,
cutting
yeah, there's no
out
pretense there.
different
Those
questions.
people are in the studio getting freaked out by him live.
I feel that there is some editing to make it.
There is a
like,
lot of editing
editing a lot
because
of
the interviews are like
Yeah.
an hour long, but
Yeah.
it's still like he does something and then reacts to that thing. In Space Ghost, it's like the question is like, do you like rap music? And he's like, yeah, Space Ghost. And then in the episode, it's like, hey, do you want to see me shoot Zorak? And he's like, yeah, Space Ghost. There's so many
That's a
good.
good way of putting
There's a
it.
really good one with Buster Rhymes. Where we talk about flip mode. There's one with David Byrne. There's a lot of really like impressive.
Oh my
like,
god!
There's,
There's a lot of very
talent in
strange
the-
gets, isn't there?
There's, I think, God, what's his name? Michael Moore, I think is
The
interviewed once.
I think he
with
should
all the
Michael
facial
less.
hair. Oh, I mean, it's not as good when it's not Macklemore, is it? That joke format's very good, but you know.
I think he should.
It's okay.
It's
It's
'cause
okay.
it feels like mackling is a thing you could potentially do, where I'm not sure what a Michaeling would be.
Yeah, I really Michaeled that one.
Oh, so basically Michaeling would be checking it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait. Which check?
Not
Keith
checkers.
Keith check.
Not
Not
checkers.
checkers.
Never checkers.
Is he a bad one now?
He was never a good one.
He made he made the chiptune.
Was it a real
Check
chip?
tune.
Oh god, I've got no drinky left. This is
It
terrible.
wasn't even a real chiptune. So I still remember, for some reason, that whole saga when we were like,
Oh,
I think Max was telling me about Keep Check one. Either Max or you. And I YouTube
It sounds like
searched
a
him.
Danny thing.
It
no,
also sounds
it's
like
also
a
very
Max
much a
thing.
Max thing.
Yeah,
True.
and I saw on YouTube Chegger's chiptune, and I linked
my
it. I definitely linked it to Max. I was like, "Holy shit, they made the chiptune!" And then I listened to it, and it's not even a real chiptune. It's a tune about chips. It's not a chiptune.
He does love his chips, though. If there's two things that video taught me Cheggers loves, it's chips and being way fucking out of time. I was gonna say, yeah, I feel like I was quite close there, but it totally doesn't agree. It's like I thought like I might be able to get it there because I thought like I got the boy on his back down quite low too. I thought I'd be able to like get them while they were on the ground, but that makes it sound like something else bad was gonna happen. This couldn't be a three-phase fight, could it?
A 3-stage boss fight?
They
They
wouldn't
said
do
they'd
that.
never do that.
Although
They said they'd never use three-phase stage style.
they said they never go full Dracula.
So, has anybody seen Matt and Trey Parker film called Orgasmo?
Go ahead.
Go away.
I'll accept that as a Mario reference.
Robin, what happened?
There is. So, we were all 14 once.
I like that that's like the worst possible name you could have come up with. You couldn't have invented a more Matt Stone and Trey
No, you
Parker,
can't
whichever
do-
way round it is.
Yeah, you can't invent a worse name for it, but that's what they came up with. That's got my favourite example of the he said he never used Tiger Style again joke. There's this character in it who says he'd never use hamster style again, and then does like a flashback part to him as a young kid just having breakfast, and says, "Hey Dad, I don't think I'm going to use hamster style anymore." And Dad goes, "That's nice, son." And he cuts to him one day crying. I like that joke.
I mean, that's relatable. I feel like I'm slowly getting this phase of the fight. Okay, then the big boy gets sleepy, the other boy comes down, and then it's magic ball time!
Magic ball.
I don't like magic ball time.
The tagline
Two
for
magic ball
Orgasmo
times?
was making sex safe again.
Alright.
So, you know how you said we were all 14 once? They had another film called Basketball that I used to like when I was 14.
I remember
There you go. There you go. Yeah, yeah. Don't throw stones in your glass house, Danny.
I'm not 14 anymore. Oh, he can still hit me from there.
But you may rest here too, if you like.
Basketball may have had a good joke in it.
It's hard to tell.
I
really,
mean,
isn't it?
the title is pretty good.
Yeah.
The only, I'm googling it now, and I think their downfall is that they capitalize the base, whereas they should have lent into it being really fucking bad in text, like incomprehensible. That there's an E in there,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
because it's like basketball and the posters and everything, and it should be like, yeah, basketball. What's up?
But I feel like even back then, you were asking the wrong people if you wanted any degree of subtlety or classy execution of a joke.
The South Park boys do not really go in for nuance, do they?
Oh, it's the
I
South
think
Park
that's
boys,
fair.
right?
Yeah, that's the South Park boys.
Wait, starring the South Park boys, but it's from the director of Naked Gun.
Oh yeah, and like I'm sure like he fixed many sins there. But I thought the South Park boys wrote that as well.
They didn't write it, but apparently they suggested loads and loads of stuff for it that ended up getting used. So.
Oh, that's a shame, isn't it?
You know what? Naked Gun. This one was pretty good.
You know what, Leslie Nielsen, much.
Leslie Nielsen, pretty good.
So here's the thing, right?
It's a
A lot of
controversial opinion.
his later stuff very Butlins, but Leslie Nielsen's really good.
Yeah.
Police Squad is fucking timeless, I think. It's not
besides
timeless.
an
It's,
adventure.
it's very timeful, but it's also extremely good.
It holds up very well, yeah.
The fucking freeze frame gags.
Yes, so good.
There's just so much good
Like
shit
when the
in
scene just starts falling
in
around
in
them.
movies where Leslie Nielsen is a cop.
But the thing is, like, what makes Leslie Nielsen hold up really well today, and like in his like obviously there's some bad roles, but in his good roles, it's just like mostly good-natured nonsense. Like this,
Yeah, exactly.
it's like there's not really a butt of all the jokes so much. It's just kind of silly and aimless in a lot of ways. Obviously, in the police stuff, a lot of the butt of the jokes is the police, which is fine. But
There's a problem with the cockpit. The cockpit, what is it? It's the machine. It's the bit at the front of the plane where the pilots sit, but that's not important right now.
yes, like
That's a really good joke.
It's just like
Airplane
really
is
silly, childish
really,
wordplay.
Airplane has, I think, a handful of bad jokes, but mostly really good ones.
There are some really bad jokes in the Naked Gun films, but like
You may rest here too.
times were very different. I know it's really hard to excuse them.
It's the thing, yeah, but like overall, it's like watching movies or comedies that are that old,
yeah,
and like 80% of the jokes are actually pretty good. It's like
Yeah.
That's an
probably
incredible ratio
more-
to hold up. The thing you have
Yeah,
to remember
for
about the
like
Naked Gun
some-
films is that they were literally like early to mid 80s, right? That is now 35 years ago,
yeah.
which is fucked up.
Those movies can now vote.
That's true. Also, that wouldn't be true, and not for some incredibly strange amendments to the Constitution. Oh, we're going down, it looks like. Okay.
Yeah. Airplane was 1980.
Like, that's... I'll hazard a guess, that's older than literally everyone here right now. Not just in the call, but in the chat as well. That's fucked up. That, like, it holds up that well. It seems like
The fucking-
comedy,
it's
if
just
anything,
like-
is one of the hardest ones to hold up over time.
Like, there's a bunch like, I remember watching it with my friends, and it was like gonna be the second time for me watching it. I was like, no, let's watch it. This is pretty good. This is a good comedy. It's old, but it's good. And they were like, kind of like, oh, okay, this is weird. And then, like, I know there's exactly one joke early on that is like, this probably sells most people on Airplane, is when he sits down and he's like sweating really hard. And the like lady's talking to him and she's like, are you okay? And he's like, I'm nervous. And she says, oh, is this your first time? And he says, no, I've been nervous many times before.
That also perfectly sets the tone, because, like, that
Yeah,
is
that's
Airplane's
like-
level. The whole
Yeah,
movie
exactly.
is that
And
level.
like, I like that's the point in the movie where I can tell if someone is going to enjoy the movie or not.
That's
It's
really
like,
good.
It's such a fucking good joke.
And,
There's
like,
also really classic jokes like he has a drinking problem, right?
that's a good joke.
And his drinking
Yeah.
problem is he can't fucking drink.
You can't put it in his mouth.
He has a problem with drinking.
No one
I picked the
specified
wrong
what
day
the
to stop
problem
sniffing
was.
glue.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And
a lot
like,
of good stuff.
for every insensitive joke there is in Naked Gun, there's like the bit where the guy goes to kick down the door and puts his foot through the door instead, or the bit where they walk through the building where a bomb's gone off and there's just like the chalk outlines of doing weird shit on the ground.
Yeah, and again, what I like about those and a lot of stuff in those films, it's not shouted out. Like, the density of jokes in those films is so heavy that they kind of can't. You just have
Yeah.
to, like, let it wash over you, and if you catch most of them, that's good. Well done. But if you don't, there's, the rest of the film is still there for you.
It's the thing. It encourages you to watch it multiple times because you're picking up on stuff you didn't see.
You go a different route. You make a different build.
God damn
What?
it! I'm doing a fake run of Naked Gun 2.5 this time.
Yeah. I think I'll go for the Link the Leslie ending.
Surely, oh, actually, was linking the fire where you did what Quinn wanted? I can't remember which way round that worked. Okay, no, that's fine then, yeah. That continuing the legacy of Leslie Nielsen throughout the land and continuing the age of... I can't think of what the age of Leslie Nielsen would be called.
Gags?
Probably the age of gags, yeah.
Age of gags.
I remember that the Naked Gun films always have the best sex scenes as well, like the bit where they say, "Don't worry, I practice safe sex," and they're both wearing condoms that cover their entire bodies.
I feel that's a good joke, but also that's leaning very dangerously close to the Butlins, it's really hard to explain what I mean by Butlins, but hopefully anyone that is British knows that sort of shit humour.
Do you mean? Oh, okay, I was going to say, do you mean stuff like Leslie Nielsen's later career films like... Was he in
Spy Hard?
God.
That wasn't very good.
What movie? Die Hard?
No,
Spy Hard.
See, what you've done is you've found the joke. It's Spy Hard.
Okay. I'm looking at this and it doesn't even look like a Die Hard thing.
No, it's just...
So it's
it sounds like
Bond.
a joke.
The introduction to the movie is sung by comedy artist Weird Al at young college.
Yeah, it wasn't very good either. It was a bit rubbish.
Weird Al's done lots of stuff with film, hasn't he?
Weird Al's done a lot of stuff in general, and maybe an unpopular opinion. I respect his commitment to the craft. I don't think he's very funny or very good.
I think he has had moments of being pretty alright, but it's mainly his longevity that I respect.
It's like he's sort of like the personalization of the joke where it's a bad joke but you say it 1,000 times so it starts becoming funny, like just through the volume of the amount of work, the amount of songs where this sounds like a different word that he's done.
Are you saying that he's the human version of the Weekly Frog joke?
No, because Weekly Frog jokes are really good, and you missed the one with Knorr we had on Friday where he actually gets the answer. He was really salty about after losing his first game, and then he gets the frog joke answer, and he's really happy.
What was the joke?
Oh, fuck. I remember the punchline was Toadster.
Oh, how do frogs make toast?
Probably something like that.
That's a good joke, actually. Oh, come off it.
But you may rest here too, if you like.
There's probably a more elaborate setup.
No, that was it. I just looked.
Oh yeah, how do frogs make toast? Literally just...
You should probably kindle for this fight.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm getting that feeling of, oh well, if I'm going to die in 2 shots. Again, that's my main overriding problem with Dark Souls 3, still happening here.
It is a bit meat grinder, isn't it?
I just don't feel like there was any boss fight in this game that wouldn't be improved by turning down the numbers like 20%.
Yeah.
Which is a real shame.
Isn't it Titan Souls? Is that the right name? That's the game where you can kill every boss fight in 1 hit if you know what you're doing.
Yes.
But that's not very easy. Also, they can kill you in 1 hit. I know, the numbers should be turned down on this. It's a weird one.
It's really hard to put a number on because it's turn the numbers down is a really fuzzy thing to say. Are you coming in here? Leave me alone,
It
please.
just feels like the game should have been tuned, I suppose.
Yeah. But again, it's like, I feel like it probably was just for... It wasn't tuned for us.
Well, I'm going to bring us full circle. Do you remember when Weird Al Yankovic was in Naked Gun? Leslie Nielsen steps off the plane.
Not much of a full circle. It's like a
semicircle.
It's like a quarter circle.
Steps off the plane. There's a big press release about Nordberg. I think he says, "No, they weren't waiting for you. Weird Al was on that plane." Then he comes off and everybody starts cheering. It's good, that.
It's like a joke.
I was like, I think it was a good celebrity cameo. Sometimes they are jokes.
Sometimes they are jokes.
It must be weird to like be a celebrity.
To be Weird Al.
Weird Al, yeah.
After listening to one of his
Confusing
songs, I truly understand why they call this guy Weird Al.
I was gonna say it must be weird to be a celebrity who is also a punchline, like Danny DeVito, or Weird Al, or
Jerry Seinfeld.
Jerry Seinfeld. Do you remember that Tim and Eric sketch that was called Whoopsie Goldberg, where they're just following Whoopi Goldberg and videoing her falling over?
Did that happen a lot?
Apparently.
I feel like Hannibal Buress is kind of a punchline, but
No, I don't see that. I think that's the right thing because, like,
Yeah, like you
Danny
can't.
DeVito-
There's no one going around saying, "Ha! What if Hannibal Buress said this instead of the person who said it?" You know?
I don't know, have you been on Twitter.com/Alexa recently?
Twitter.com doesn't count for anything. Like,
it's a premier hotspot for cool people to hang out and post opinions.
This is what marks our grave.
sometimes things that are good are actually bad.
And sometimes there's zero difference between bad and good things, and you have to keep up with which one is which.
it does change quite often.
Whichever one makes you get yelled at the most. That's the bad one.
No, it's also sometimes the good one.
Shit, this is so hard. I'm gonna make myself drink.
The length of this shortcut is kind of driving me crazy.
Is the other one much shorter?
Not really. They both involve quite long lifts and quite long runs.
Yeah, it feels to me like they're both similar.
They're similar. It's just that I have a problem with how long they are. Like, oh, okay, never mind. This is probably just I'm dying to the boss a lot, but this game's bonfire placement has not been that great, I think.
That stinks.
You are having to go for a relatively long walk just to do this fight again. And, like, it is a weird one.
It's weird because I feel like this area is really well designed outside of this. I'm not sure how
Yeah.
to fix this short of sticking a bonfire outside the room, and also I don't see why that would be a bad thing. Considering the placement of the first two bonfires outside the Grand Archives, you know?
That's a weird one, but...
Like, I absolutely appreciate the gauntlet of boys outside this prince's house. That's a fascinating lore implication right there. But I don't want to have to run away, like run for 2 minutes to get to the boss every time.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what were the longest bonfires to boss durations in the first one, because that's how I played.
Probably Olsen Smoke. Oh,
no way.
That was just straight. That was the Analondo steps in the door.
Yeah, you
I was going from the other bonfire.
Well, looks like
From
someone wasn't doing a good job.
Which
Yeah, I
one?
jumped
From
it.
the one downstairs?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, maybe in that case, but if you go for the one Solaire hangs out, it's just a hop, skip, and a jump.
What about
Did Blighttown have a bonfire? Oh yeah, it
there
totally
was one
did.
in-
You had to go through a little bit of the swamp, but it wasn't that long. You had to basically run past.
Yeah, there's one in the lower area. I remember now. If it was.
I remember, wasn't the fight path towards Gwyn quite long as well? And there were also 5 Black Knights there.
When I feel like the walk is definitely long, but at that point it was like I don't know, like I didn't really have a lot of problems at that area.
It feels bad to die to the camera turning a weird direction in a fight like this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Like teleporting behind you and continuing the lock on the camera twisting around, sending you rolling in the wrong direction is some.
yeah. It feels like we could have done some like tweening or something. I don't know. Is this maybe a fight that you don't use lock on for, or are
It's
you
hard
just?
because I need to know where he appears, as well.
I guess maybe if you like, I don't know, like you could disengage it when he starts it and re-engage it. I don't know. It sounds like when I say it, it sounds really tricky. I would probably not be able to do it.
It's one of those things where it's probably possible, but also in the middle of a fight, it just falls away to not keeping track of it. Like, that's probably just me not having the mental capacity to do that kind of thing.
Oh, Lost Izalev, actually, Bed of Chaos, I think, did have a really long walk as well.
Yeah, the Bed of Chaos one was weird though. Like, I ended up having to run through that several times, but didn't it like keep the progress? It was one of the only bosses that kept progress between
I
deaths.
think so.
Bed of Chaos, yes it did.
Because it was fucked otherwise. If it didn't keep progress, it would have been, like, bar none the fucking worst part of the game, like, back to back.
It feels like that was added after playtesting, right?
Yeah. Some parts of, like, the second half of the game were okay, some parts are deep fucking disappointment. Lost Izalev could have been really good. The environments are almost really good, but then they decide to copy-paste the fucking dragon legs.
Dragon Legs of all things. Why?
It's so fucked. Like, oh, we need some enemies for this area, let's copy-paste an
Which haven't
enemy.
we used very much yet.
We've got half of a dragon.
Oh, have to do!
Do we not have a whole dragon? No, we've run out.
Is actually frantically sitting on the game so they can zip us all up if they haven't got enough time
No,
to get
no,
out
they
yet.
were. Someone was like, okay, just box select the dragon, let's copy paste it, but he didn't drag the box all over the dragon, just selected the legs. Like, I think I got it. I think I'm copy pasting the entire dragon.
I don't really have time to check. I want to go home.
We gotta ship this tomorrow.
I feel that, like, the time constraints thing making parts of the game look just bad happens in this as well, but, like, it's all out of order.
I
You
can't
know?
remember where the worst looking sections of this game are anymore, I'll be honest.
It's one of the 5 swamps.
Yeah, there's a lot of swamps.
Oh, that was a clutch heal he did probably like around 15 seconds ago.
The running away from the magic balls and having the guy teleport right next to you is not very fun when the guy decides to do magic balls a couple of times in a row. It's
So
one of those
this
things
is-
that feels like it should be maybe not random to do, but
Yeah.
hey, there you go. I'm not an AI programmer.
I like how we were just talking about the on-scene smoke fight and then this is happening.
Like this is slightly different because they're one
This is
entity.
way different.
The
Yeah.
problem, the
Yeah.
problem with
I mean,
multiple
like-
enemies in Dark Souls is that there's people coming at you from two directions at once.
The main thing that is like ONS like to me is that the pillars seem like a good strategic
Well, there's the
element.
pillars, there's also, you do have to worry about 2 things at once, like with that magic spell that goes in the air and then homes in on you while somebody else is also attacking you from a different angle. You know? And there's also 2 stage, but that doesn't really count.
It's actually in that case it's like opposite RST and Ensmo because
Yeah,
you
it's-
started with one.
I would say it
to-
holds a mirror up to Ornstein and Smoke, but that's because I'm trying to get myself out of a bad situation because I just took myself into a corner.
But you would like to hold a mirror too, so you could see the exit from the corner?
I think so.
So you could read the corner backwards and uncover what it says?
I'm going to slide under the door
In the corner.
in the corner.
And the door has a mirror on it, but is held to Ornstein and Smoke.
Yeah.
So you're sliding through the door to Ornstein and Smoke.
Yes,
We figured it out.
it's a fog door.
It's
I
a fog
slide-
door with a mirror on it.
I slide through and then I get killed instantly by Ornstein and Smoke.
Oh yeah, and what, smash the barrel over your head, does he?
I hope Donkey Kong walks into my house and smashes a meme over my head.
I don't wish for that. I would prefer that to not happen in my life at this current point.
Yes.
Or would it be a bit convenient later on?
Maybe, like probably in like a month we can try for it again.
I'm genuinely not sure how I feel about the teleporting here. There's been a lot of situations where the teleport effect has blocked where he's coming in, so I kind of can't react to it.
Yeah, it feels like if you're way up close to him when he teleports in, it's like 50-50 of whoever is gonna be obstructing you actually.
I like it as a concept, and like, you know, from the fascinating lore implications of the other prince being the one teleporting him, but kinda sucks sometimes, I guess.
I did feel like it was a choice this boss moment when you were blocking onto it, took a drink, then turned around and teleported behind you and then slapped you in the face.
I mean, that's just fair. I shouldn't have been having a drink, you know? I'm so thirsty.
You're getting pretty solid on the first half of this fight. Do you think this guy has weaknesses to elements in particular?
I feel... Oh, dear. Honestly, I just feel like my problem here is I just need to... This is going to sound really stupid and like Robin advice. Just not die. Like, it's that thing of I don't
Yeah,
think...
Robin.
Robin has
Fuck
given me
off.
that advice many times.
The thing is, like, you've seen a lot of these attacks, like the one where it teleports just a few frames, just like a few feet away, and then hits you. And
you
like,
have to
also,
whiff
it's
punish
not
him.
it's not knowing the attacks. It's like a weird combination of if I get a bad pattern, if I like don't dodge the right one. It's all on, like this fight is on a real sort of unpredictable knife edge.
yeah.
Ugh. So you're right.
The strange thing
Elements
for
might
me
make
is-
him do more damage. Like I might hurt them more with fire, but I don't think that's going to be what decides it.
No. Well, I mean, getting hot through the first stage quicker is always going to be helpful.
Yeah, if you get like one extra Estus saved from it. I don't know. I wonder how this fight goes after you've taken care of one of them.
Well,
It
if
looks
you,
like
if you kill the big one first, it revives the small one. So I'm the other way around. If you kill the big one first, the small guy revives the big guy.
Oh,
That's the point.
Fuck, it seems like it's hard to get the small guy.
Yeah, so that's what I've been concentrating on, and that's what is making it difficult. Because there's a lot of like
How-
back swings and weird teleports.
Can you like target magic on him? Or
I don't really have magic.
Apparently doesn't have very much of that.
like
yeah.
pyromancy, you have boulder shit.
Yeah, that's not gonna
It's really slow.
help.
Yeah,
It
but
also
do
doesn't
you
do
have
damage.
something else that can be used for that? No? You should just use a gun.
What do you
Yeah,
think of that?
that's a good idea. I should do that.
To get Robin's original character in here. What was that?
A.R. Torius.
A.R. Torius.
This is, would plate mail protect against a bullet?
Depends how thick.
How thick a
The
bullet
bullets
was
or
was a
the
difficult
armor?
question.
Yeah, actually, it depends a lot on both the bullets. If it's like a fucking anti-material rifle, then no.
Not very much protects against one of those, as it turns out.
Yeah, not many materials. It's anti-those.
God damn it! I'm gonna get my tea.
Like, it's getting to the point now where I am kind of running out of Estus in the second phase, but that's... I don't... Again, it's not really that I'm not... It's not like I'm losing a war of attrition. It's just that I keep getting hit by everything. So I've got to stop that? Oh yeah, like, killing the big guy again lets you hit the little guy, but I'd rather... like, get the little guy down a little bit first, because then that pretty much ensures that I'll be able to get him when he's on the ground. So even if the big guy gets up again, at least we only have to do phase 1 again rather than phase 2. That first teleport is some rough shit.
Walks are brave, but you
That seemed to hurt quite a lot.
if you like.
I guess I got hit in the bit of the roll that makes you take super loads of damage.
Oh, yeah, I
You're
guess.
wearing the ring that extends your iframes, aren't you?
Yeah.
So I'm reading up about the bullet stuff. And it did point, like, one side did point out the fact that military people were wearing cuirasses for a pretty long while during, like, the transitionary period to bullet guns, like muskets and such.
Right.
But, depending on the caliber and the, like, fire, it's not that hard to shoot through plate armor with, like, a modern handgun.
Okay.
Not sure if we should go back to the Dancer Swords. I can't tell what's more powerful at this point. I guess we should just keep using the cool ones as a special prize to Robin.
Well, the reason why you want to use the cool ones is because you can use Cartha's Flame Arc on them.
Yeah, theoretically, yes.
But that means you have to buy yourself enough time to use that.
I'm trying super hard to listen to, like, directional audio on that awful teleporting move.
Yeah.
It's sort of working, I guess.
Are you wearing your headphones the way around?
Well, I mean, maybe. I can
Hope
tell if
so.
it's behind me.
I remember a while ago, I think it was when I first started playing TF2, I had my right speaker on the left side and the speaker on the right side. Turned around the corner, could hear a turret on my right, around to deal with it and got shot in the back.
Is that when you stopped playing TF2 forever?
Yes. That was the first day of me playing TF2.
TF2 was good.
It was good. Hot takes.
Hot takes about very relevant media in this stream. I'm kind of embarrassed about myself that like a joke question of like, could a bullet shoot through a plate armor sends me through like a 10-minute like Google searching hole.
Well, I'll be honest. There was a reason why I asked you, and didn't just look it up myself.
So interesting. Apparently, like I'm not sure if this is true or not, but the word bulletproof came from when at a time armorers would, after making like armor, would load up a gun and shoot the breastplate, and there would be a dent in it, and that would be the proof.
But you may rest here too.
Okay.
if you like.
I guess. I need to look up if it's real or not, but it sounds cool, so it might as well be real.
This is some bullshit.
It's... You know what I was saying before about it being sort of just a dice roll? Like...
Yeah, I was gonna say,
a lot
like,
of
you
that
felt like
attempt
he decided to kill you. Kinda.
Like, a lot of that attempt was just deciding to teleport away when a lot of the other times that was where an opening was. Like, it seems there's the possibility to just teleport away directly after a combo. Like, there's no window to hit them there. Like... Dark Souls 3 design, man.
I was so hot on this, and then the rest of the fight kept happening.
It's a really cool fight, it's just... Program your bosses better. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because it feels like I can do this now, but it depends on if the boss lets me hit them, which is not... I mean, I suppose that's a realistic fight? They're going to do their best not to get hit, right? Also, that first teleport being random as to what comes after it makes touching it very hard.
Yeah. Well, kind of just like... I guess not.
I don't know where to roll and how many times to roll is the problem. So getting away from it's difficult unless I just kind of constantly roll and hope for the best.
Yeah.
I mean, I could do that. That is my strategy in general. And at this time, he decides he likes getting hit with swords.
Yeah. Man, there's some, like, I think even Dark Souls games, but like in some other series as well, there's just like some bosses where, say they have a move that has like them being untouchable for like 10 seconds or something, and you get some patterns where you just do that move over and over.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't even fun, like it's not challenging, it's just like I have to wait for a full minute now because he decided to.
And like, there have been other boss fights, I mean, in Dark Souls in general, but certainly in this game too, where that's been the case. And there's no fighting there, it's literally just waiting for them to decide that now is the time. It's just kind of shitty boss design.
I'm like trying to learn his animations, and it seems like you can, like the tricky part is telling whether he'll do one horizontal slash or two horizontal slashes.
Or directly teleport away after. Oh, fuck's sake.
Marks are brave, but you may rest here too.
Because I feel like the like stab or the other slashes have pretty identifiable poses, I would say.
Again, the poses is one thing, but that doesn't tell you what he's going to follow up with.
So we should suggest that you wear some of the thorn armor, so you can bounce off of it and do damage while you're eye-framing through those attacks.
It's been a while since I missed the lift, so, you know, we'll have another.
Does this game by Taito Interactive? Because this is a lot of elevator action.
Nice.
I don't know any of the titles of the other elevator action games, so I'm finding it really hard to follow up. I think
It feels
it's all
like
called
it should...
Super Elevator Action.
Elevator Action Returns.
Davis Cup.
Oh yeah, Davis Cup, the third
Davis
game
Cup.
in the Elevator Action series. Elevator Action Returns, and then Davis Cup.
It's kind of a reboot.
There weren't very many elevators in that one. It's kind of strange.
Oh, hey, here's a little deep cut of title for you Space Invaders. Hello.
Hello. That was
Sorry.
Bloodborne, actually.
Was one of them called Space Invaders Hello?
Space Invaders, hello. Yeah. Speaking of, okay, hot takes about old media and Taito. Space Invaders Extreme, really good game.
That was in that weird period where people kept remaking old games and somehow they came out incredible, because that was around the same time as Pac-Man CDX came out, wasn't it?
I think so.
I didn't play Extreme, but I should.
You fucked up, Rob. You
It
should play it.
has
It's fucking
Space
rad.
Invaders Extreme has a fucking incredible aesthetic, really good music. It just like feels like just really pleasure to play.
Was that the one Jeff Minter worked on, or did it just look like that?
It certainly does look like it.
I'm not sure.
I keep forgetting
Yeah,
Stab in
visualizer backgrounds by Jeff Minter.
there. Yeah, it looks that way.
Music's great as well. It's just a good game. It kind of had this like, it felt like basically Space Invaders meets Res in a way, because it felt like kind of rhythmic in the way you were shooting. Like it definitely felt like the music was kind of tuned into the natural like rhythm of how fast you could shoot and destroy enemies and such.
Right. That's a lot of Jeff Minter's catalogue as well. It's quite like that.
He loves a synthesizer, that guy.
He loves the synthesizers.
Bloody love, and a llama, weirdly. Don't know what that was
Not that
about.
weird.
People in the 90s loved llama.
It was one of the funniest animals that decade.
Yeah, it's kind of weird to think about, right? Llamas were like a meme animal
I think the problem is llamas got
for like a
superseded-
decade.
The problem is llamas got superseded entirely by alpacas when it realized alpacas did everything better.
Nice.
I am
Alpacas don't
being
spit as
nice.
much, to be fair.
Yeah, like they're more pleasant, they're more fluffy, they're the friend version of a llama.
I don't know. Like, I'm not gonna be so one-sided on alpaca versus llama. Which, by the way, is the Google search that it suggests if you type in alpaca, like one of the first is alpaca versus llama.
I thought that was your new game on Greenlight.
No.
No, my new game on Greenlight is Alpaca Z.
Oh, alpacas.
Alpaca Z. You have to survive.
Oh, not ball
I
time, not
don't
ball
know.
time.
I think they're both really good animals.
I didn't think it's a competition. I think they're both great, yeah.
Oh, that's an attack. Okay.
Oh, the revive.
Yeah.
Did it kill you?
No.
That's a hit.
Oh
time.
wow, that's a burst.
Wait, it looks like another. Oh, what's that spell? Wrath of God, I think it's called. It looks vaguely
Yeah.
like another Dark Souls explosion, so I should have known. But
Well, you didn't know it was coming, or did you?
oh, I did know it was coming. I just thought it wasn't an explosion.
Oh, okay.
Because it looks like a heal, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Your heals can be explosion if you're Omni Knight in Dota 2.
That's true. I forgot
Oh,
my
I
favorite
love video
boy.
games. Oh god.
Is that you love video games voice?
You remain among the accursed.
I love video games.
Video games are
All I had to
bad.
do was lie to the video game that I loved it.
You got the achievement. Oh wait, you didn't die. I should have checked the health bar. I saw you lying on the floor and I was like, oh okay.
Yeah, I've started doing that after every rough boss fight now.
It's Danny's new favourite emote, and quite frankly, any game that doesn't let you do that is going to be subpar.
Any game that doesn't let you do that is a coward.
Yes. Balls in your fucking court, Bethesda.
What are they scared of? They let you shout at a dragon's arse. Why won't they let you lie down? That's what happened.
That's what happened.
Let's go see the tiny boy king and see what prizes we can get.
Oh, hello.
Oh god.
No.
No. This is the wrong seat. It's fine. I thought he'd died. Everything's fine.
Look outside the shrine, apparently.
Okay.
Heard this on the skeleton grapevine. Oh, it does look like... Oh, it does look like the little tiny young boy king died in the bloody death there. It's not him.
I can get a sword. Or a sword.
Seems like a real Sophie's choice here.
How good are these swords?
We give a moonlight sword.
Well,
Are they
one
great?
sword has faith on it. Shut up. No, no,
Yeah,
no.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
getting the non-great sword specifically to spite you.
Get the moonlight sword.
I might do, yeah.
It's cool.
Moonlight sword is cool. I like things that like go through companies' different properties.
Yeah, I like it when people have their own tiny little recurring... Not like a trademark, but you know...
This is like a pretty big item, honestly.
Well, it's probably quite hard
Well-
to carry, yeah.
When we were talking about this, and we found out that there was not only the Moonlight Greatsword, I think was in an Armored Core. I think Patches was in Armored Core as well, as one of the pilots in the arena.
I don't remember that at all. Is that a thing that actually happened?
Patch the Good Luck. Yeah. He's in Armored Core for Answer. That counts. That's a reference.
Yeah, that counts. Have you talked to Andrew recently?
To get
With the talk bit.
Hawkman's special grass. I forget what his name was.
Hawkwood? What?
Hawkwood's special
Hawkwood?
grass.
Oh, Hawkathon? Hawk is short for Hawkathon?
No, his name.
His special grass?
He gives you some special grass to give you a message, because that's.
What's the message?
I don't know. I didn't check it. I'll check later. I've got a lot of posts to get through, you know. Where am I going to? There's a lot of outside of the shrine.
I don't know.
Guess not here. Oh, if it's a serious thing, maybe it's where that guy's shield was. Which wasn't down here. Anyone remembers where Sirius's granddad was? It's just a bunch of graves out here.
Have you looked in the Gundyr area?
No, I can do. I can't see any sparklies from here, but maybe it's just not loaded them in. It's not a lot of stuff here. This is another of those weird Dark Souls 3 things of, how are you meant to know?
Down by the bottom of the hill and you ran past it, apparently.
Well, I'm at the bottom of the hill.
Shouldn't be. Yeah, the door. Jeez.
There's that guy who hangs out. I hope he's having a good time.
Is it me?
It was
Could
a
be.
glowy on the cliff. Wherever it goes. On the cliff. Oh yeah, it's next to him. He's just staring there. He's just
Oh, yeah,
enjoying
it's-
the nice view.
I don't know how I missed this, considering it was hidden in lots and lots of bushes. A sunless talisman. Okay.
What? Oh,
Well, that's Sirius's, because her name was Sirius of the Sunless Thingy.
Is that her dead then?
It's hard to say in
It's-
Dark Souls. She could have just put her stuff on the ground and left.
it's a miracle catalyst.
I can
It
tell.
looks like she's down there on the ground.
Oh, it scales with intelligence. Okay.
Great.
I don't know what that means. Well, that's
What,
where we
you
found
don't know
her.
it?
That's where we found her grandfather's shield as well. So, implications.
Ah, well met, Ashen One. How
Anything exciting from that? Oh yeah, is that Sirius's stuff then?
She's fine. She retired.
She's probably fine, right? She's probably fine.
She just dropped the talisman like, I don't need this anymore.
Probably fine.
She said, "Thanks, Grandad. I did everything you wanted me to do. Here's your talisman. I'm going to take off my armor and give it to this handmaiden so she can sell it. And I'm going to go home."
I'm
Because
gonna
this
go home and
sucks.
relax with me,
Car-
all my friends, Lucatiel, everyone from Dark Souls 2.
That pyromancer lad from Dark Souls 1.
Oh yeah, no, he's hanging out with us too.
He's hanging there. He's there.
I can't even find the clothes I just bought. I was gonna put it on to go with, but can't find it. Oh, yeah, that looks a bit serious-y. Hold on, we're missing something.
Seriously, Sab. That's my joke.
Thanks,
Thank you.
it's a good joke. Thanks.
You can take it for a Mario reference if you want.
It's a good joke. Thank you so much for the...
I'll take it as a Mario reference. I'll
Well,
accept
I'm
it.
afraid we probably have to stop now because it's getting super late due to all of the technical garbage that happened today. So, this is a video where we beat one boss. Good stuff. I guess
It was a
that
good boss, though.
It was a good boss, other than how the boss worked.
Apart from the bad bits, it was a good boss.
Everything about the boss was cool, though, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, we probably better get off because I've got to go and edit this now. So, thanks, Robin and Tettis. Have a lovely
Thanks,
evening,
Danny.
everyone, and we'll see you on. Oh, I always forget.
Wednesday.
Tomorrow? Are we tomorrow night?
No.
Wednesday?
Mm,
What?
no.
Super Monday. Monday too.